As per usual, before we get to the word, if you can please like this video and subscribe to my channel, that would be great so we can share the word, because it's all about building the kingdom of God, which is what we're going to talk about today. So let's get to the word. So I was hiking this past week, and after a rain, I was trying to walk up the mountain, and I noticed that a lot of the topsoil, a lot of the sediment on the top of the rock was washed away. And the only way that I could get grip to climb up the mountain was to cling onto the rock that was underneath the rock that had washed away. So the Lord spoke to me about bedrock. And I went to National Geographic for a definition of bedrock. It's the hard, solid rock beneath surface materials such as soil and gravel. It also underlies sand and other sediments on the ocean floor. Bedrock is consolidated rock, meaning it's solid and tightly bound. Overlying material is often unconsolidated rock, which is made up of loose particles. Bedrock can extend hundreds of meters below the surface of the earth toward the base of the earth's crust. So it's the firm foundation on which everything else is built on. And a couple of interesting things I wanted to point out. This is also from National Geographic. Number one is determining the depth and type of bedrock helps geologists and stratigraphers, don't know if I said that right, people who study rocks, describe the natural history of a region. So history of a region is based on what it has been built upon, the bedrock. Also, another interesting thing, civil engineers rely on accurate measurements and assessments of bedrock to build safe, stable buildings, bridges, and wells. I heard about a story somewhere where wise men built their houses on rocks. You might want to look that up in the Bible. So a couple of verses that I just want to mention for today about bedrock. Job 38, 1-7. This is from New King James. And this is when Job had been questioning God, and God finally answered him in the 38th chapter. It says, "Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, 'Who is this who darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Now prepare yourself like a man or a woman. I will question you, and you shall answer me. Where were you when I laid the foundations, the bedrock of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it? To what were its foundations, its bedrock fastened? Or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together and the sons of God shouted for joy.'" And this is God questioning Job, questioning a human person who had a personal relationship with God about what he believed, about his foundations, about the bedrock of his life. And I also want to read from Psalms 89:14 from the Amplified. It says, "Righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Loving kindness and truth go before you." So righteousness and justice are the foundation of the kingdom. They're part of the foundation. They're part of the bedrock. So I would encourage you this week to do a little bit of self-assessment. What is your bedrock? What is your life built upon? What is the foundation that you have laid in your life to build upon? Because as Christians, we're called to have Jesus as our bedrock. He's the cornerstone. He's the person that we build our lives on. And he's unshakable. His promises are sure and firm. They cannot be shaken away. So even though all the nonsense is going on the top, all the stuff that we can see, the bedrock underneath that we really can't see, we know that it's there. It's sure. It's firm. It is worthy of building our lives on, of building the kingdom upon. And the other thing is that bedrock is deep. It's deep. So I would encourage you to also go a little bit deeper with God this week. Study a little bit more. Pray a few minutes longer. See what the Lord has to say about the foundations of our lives. Love you with the Jesus love.